Hello, welcome once again to Lehto's Law. I'm Steve Lehto. We're going to talk today about a potential lemon Tesla back east. Several people sent me this story across my desk today in the news also. Tesla couldn't solve a Model 3 owner's Bluetooth problem after 7 months, so it blamed Samsung phones. This is a story by Christian Hetrick, and he's talking about Jeff and Jennifer Selvage. The Selvages. What a great name for a car couple. They were the kind of customers whom companies dream about, early adopters who bragged about buying a new product. And as fairly extreme environmentalists, the Selvages bought the Tesla Model S in 2013, just after it hit the market. Jeff works at Drexel University as a computer science professor, and he often blogged about his car, which he loved. It was even named after his favorite scientist, Nikola Tesla. So fast forward 6 years now, and the Selvages are about to take Tesla to court because they bought a second Tesla in March of 2018, a Model 3. It's been serviced again and again since at least July. The Selvages have had enough of Tesla's customer service. The $56,000 car and Jennifer's smartphone can't stay connected. And that's a glitch that prevents her from receiving phone calls hand-free and also from entering the car without a key. So that's another functionality issue there. Tesla blames Jennifer's Samsung phone and has refused to repurchase the car under the Lemon Law. Jennifer said it was insulting. Despite the fact that I'm insulted, I want to be in a Tesla. I want them to do the right thing. So this is the funny thing. I often have this happen with clients of mine. They like the cars. They just don't like the car company or the way the car company is treating them. They like the cars, so make it good and they'll stay a customer. Well, we'll see how that goes. The Selvages argue that the unsolved Bluetooth problems harm the safety and value of their vehicle, even though Tesla officials called the wireless capabilities mere convenience features. Their planned lawsuit would come at a turbulent time for Tesla, which has been under fire for failing to meet production and delivery schedules. But let's not fool ourselves here. This lawsuit is not going to put them out of business. It's simply over one car. But Jeff Selvage said, "We're not letting it go away." The Selvages are among Tesla owners unhappy with the upstart electric car company's after-sales service. As Tesla has ramped up production, it just operates a small network of stores and service centers, including 4 in the Philadelphia area, which is where this story is from. Tesla has serviced the car over a period of 7 months, and the reporter saw invoices and text messages that confirmed that. The company looked at the car in July, serviced it in September, saw it again in October, diagnosed it in December, sent someone to the salvage home in January, and kept the Model 3 at a Cherry Hill service center for all of February. Tesla's conclusion was there's nothing wrong with the car. Instead, the company blamed Jennifer's phone, a Samsung Galaxy Note 8, because Tesla techs said they were able to wirelessly pair other phones with the car. A Tesla service manager went further in an email saying the root cause of the problem is a compatibility issue that Samsung Galaxy phones have with vehicle Bluetooth devices. Tesla said it could not find an issue with this car after several visits and told Jeff Selvage of its findings over the phone a week before the March 7th email that talked about the compatibility problems. The link to the online forum that was provided by Tesla, where they said, by the way, we've seen other people with this problem on the internet. They said that was only for reference, not to justify their claims. Tesla did not address the Cherry Hill service manager's broader claim that Samsung Galaxy phones have a compatibility issue with vehicle Bluetooth devices. Our service evaluation of the vehicle, which we confirmed with a review of the vehicle's logs, showed that every time the Bluetooth pairing became disconnected, the break in connectivity was initiated by the customer's phone, not by the car, a Tesla spokesperson said in a statement. So Jeff Selvage said the car was in service, in for repairs for roughly 100 days over several repair attempts. And in many states, that's one of the ways you qualify a car as a lemon. How many days did it spend in the shop in the first year of ownership? And if it's over 30, it's a lemon. This is one of the problems that Tesla has got, because Tesla hasn't got the dedicated service centers that other car companies do at dealerships. So for a Ford product, there's Ford dealers all around that I can bring my Ford product to. But you have a Tesla, you got to call Tesla and find out, because I'm in Michigan here, and Tesla's not even allowed to sell cars to customers here. They got to go through the whole convoluted thing with the stores and all that stuff. So Tesla said the car needed service far less time than that, but Jeff did not immediately pick up the vehicle. And this is another problem because a traditional car dealership will give you a repair order that says, here's when you drop the car off, here's when it's ready to be picked up. So if they had traditional repair orders, this wouldn't even be an issue. It's difficult to verify exactly how long the car was actually worked on. Salvage said he hasn't received service records from Tesla since October, though text messages and invoices from Tesla show the company serviced the car at least 6 times from July through February. And Tesla would not say whether it failed to provide salvage service records. But again, that's another way you measure whether a vehicle is a lemon, is how many times does it go to the shop. If it's in the shop 4 times or more in most states and it's still not fixed, that would be a lemon. At any rate, Tesla officials said Bluetooth merely provides convenience features that don't impair the use, value, or safety of the Model 3. That appears to be a legal argument, as New Jersey's lemon law requires consumers to prove an unfixed defect substantially impairs the use, value, or safety of the new motor vehicle. The number one issue is a safety issue, Jeff Salvage said. When the car and phone disconnect, he said incoming calls then go to his phone instead of his dashboard, and it causes you to look down at the phone because that's where the noise is, and now your eyes are off the road. That safety argument has won in court before, said Robert Silverman of the law firm of Kimmel and Silverman. I know Craig Kimmel. Don't know Mr. Silverman, though. In 2014, the Kimmel and Silverman firm won a similar case in New Jersey against Kia after a 1-week jury trial. And that's the problem. Whether or not a particular problem rises to the level necessary for lemonhood might not be a bright line. So the only way to resolve it sometimes is to put it in front of a jury and say, what do you guys think? And if a jury is sympathetic to consumers and sees a problem, then, you can win. If a jury doesn't buy it and thinks you're overly picky, then you might not win. But of course, going in front of a jury is a gamble. It's a roll of the dice for everybody. So, you almost hate to see it happen, but it's good to see that they win on these. The lawyer representing the salvages declined comment for this story. But Silverman said in reference to the Kia case, our argument was the Bluetooth is mandatory. You can't talk with a phone in your hand. And that's the funny thing. I always forget that. But some states don't allow you to use a cell phone where you're holding the phone up to your head. It's got to be a hands-free device. I have a Bluetooth headset that I wear when I drive and if I'm talking on the phone. But in some states, that's required, not just optional. Tesla's service has been criticized as it cranks out hundreds of thousands of Model 3s that have been marketed to mainstream car buyers. Customers have complained of long wait times for repairs, according to reports. In the past, market analysts have questioned whether Tesla could handle servicing a larger fleet of vehicles. In 2017, one analyst wrote that his own customer experience suggested Tesla's service and sales network is already strained with processes not fully in place. Model 3 owners give the electric car good marks in a recent Consumer Reports satisfaction survey, but the magazine said in February that it cannot recommend the car due to reliability issues, including problems with paint, trim, and electronics. So Tesla founder Musk said improving service was a top priority during an earnings call in January. He noted the company did not have service parts located at service centers. And that's one of the things that causes a delay here. Because if you take your Ford Explorer into a Ford dealership and it needs a mundane part, like a radiator hose, or a fan belt, or serpentine belt, or a water pump, there's a good chance that the mechanic working on your truck can walk over to the parts department and go, I need a water pump for that Explorer, and the guy can go like this without even looking and just, here's your water pump. I mean, it's, I'm purposely exaggerating that a little bit, but for Tesla, they get your vehicle, they look at it, they go, oh, it needs a part. They contact a parts place, a depot that's someplace else, and have the part shipped over. That length of time causes all of these repair visits, many of them, to get stretched. And if your vehicle becomes a lemon at 30 days in the shop, you can imagine what this does with respect to 30-day down cases. So, unlike other car manufacturers, Tesla does not use a network of independent dealerships. There are 378 factory-owned sales and service centers worldwide as of January of this year for Tesla, 378. By comparison, there are 10,466 Ford dealerships. Now, Tesla delivered 250,000 vehicles in 2018, almost 250,000, but Ford sold almost 6 million. Okay, so there's where the numbers, play out. New Jersey and Pennsylvania each passed laws exempting Tesla from rules barring manufacturers from selling directly to consumers. Michigan still hasn't allowed it. The New Jersey law limited Tesla to 4 direct sales stores, although Tesla says they've got 5 locations in the state, one of which is just a gallery. You can look at the car, but you can't buy the car. Okay, so years before he did started battling with Tesla, Jeff Salvage praised them as the wave of the future. If Tesla's integrity can be measured by the employees I interacted with, the company has a very bright future, he wrote in his blog before all this started. So what's going on right now is they have a potential lemon law case, and the local newspapers are writing about it. And I'm here to tell you that, I'm involved with lemon law cases that get filed on a weekly basis, and none of them make the papers. And one of the reasons is that when my clients say, hey, Steve, why don't you call the papers and see if they'll do a story about us? I explain to them that the papers and the TV stations and the radio stations won't consider it news because this happens all the time. But what's happening here is it's Tesla. And because it's a Tesla, it's making the news. I have to tell you that the woman in the story, the wife, posed in front of her car with a bunch of lemons in her hands and on the car and on the ground and scattered about the photograph. And I've always avoided the cartoony lemony thing with respect to my law practice. I practice lemon law and I use the word quite a bit. But whenever it comes to advertising or promotion or my website or my channel, I avoid actually using the lemons themselves. I've always thought that was a little cheesy or cartoonish. I know some of my compatriots in this field who practice lemon law who put on their websites little lemons with little wheels on their lemons to illustrate like a lemon vehicle. And for some odd reason, it always struck me as being a little bit too, not serious enough, considering that people who spend tens of thousands of dollars on a product want an attorney, I would assume, to take the case rather seriously, because it is actually a serious case. So I've avoided that in case you're curious. That's why I've got absolutely no lemons behind me. I've had people suggest it. I've had people send me lemon stuff. And I've got some stuff around here somewhere, but it's not on camera and I don't use that. So it's just one of those things that I do. But in case you're curious, and people ask me this all the time, they say, Steve, where did it come from that people refer to something that's defective as a lemon? And interestingly enough, the Oxford English Dictionary addresses this. And the first time that they found where it appeared in print in that manner was when a baseball player around the late 1800s or early 1900s got purchased by some ball club and didn't turn out to be as good as they were hoping. And they actually said in the newspaper that this guy turned out to be a lemon. And it wasn't his name. It wasn't Chet Lemon. But, they said the guy turned out to be a lemon because it wasn't that he didn't come through like he ought to. And so a lemon is a bright, happy-looking piece of fruit. But if you bit into it, it's got a sour taste to it. And that, of course, is where they get the connotation that you bought something that looks nice, but it doesn't work well. That, my friends, is a lemon. So back to the story of the Salvages back east. They might have a lemon Tesla on their hands. They might go to court over it. And like I said before, this story wouldn't be in the news except for the fact that it is a Tesla. So there's a lot of fascination people have with Tesla and a lot of things that people are discussing about Tesla. This is one of them. So as this story progresses, I'll keep you updated. Otherwise, questions or comments, put them below. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.